You've probably heard the story. Pirates wore eye patches, not because they were blind, but to help them instantly see in the dark below deck. It sounds clever, it feels smart, and it's been repeated everywhere, from online forums to popular TV shows. But here's the twist. Not a single pirate from the golden age of piracy ever wore an eye patch. Not one. This is the story of how a scientifically sound theory fooled millions by trying to explain a complete fiction. Let's start with what's true. Human eyes take time to adjust from light to darkness. About 20 to 30 minutes, in fact. That's because of a light-sensitive protein called rhodopsin in your rod cells. When you're in bright light, rhodopsin breaks down. In darkness, it regenerates slowly, restoring your ability to see. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you cover one eye, say, with an eye patch, you keep it dark adapted. When you move into a dark space, that eye's ready to see almost instantly. Sounds smart, right? It is. Military pilots have used this technique since World War II. Astronomers use it today. Even the FAA recommends it for night flights. In 2007, MythBusters put it to the test. One host ran through a dark obstacle course. With both eyes adjusted to light, it took nearly 5 minutes. But after covering one eye for 30 minutes, she flew through the same course in seconds. So yes, the science works. But here's the million-dollar question. If it's such a smart trick, why didn't pirates use it? Let's look at the actual history. We have journals, court records, wanted posters, books, and artwork from the pirate era. And in all of it, not a single eye patch. Historian Dr. Rebecca Simon puts it plainly. There is no evidence that pirates wore eye patches. None. 2 of the most detailed pirate records back this up. The Buccaneers of America, written in 1678 by a barber surgeon who sailed with pirates. And a general history of the pirates, published in 1724, which documented dozens of real pirates. No patches. The only pirate in recorded history known to wear an eye patch? Rahma ibn Jabir al-Jalhami. He lived decades after the golden age of piracy, and in a completely different part of the world. So where did the eye patch myth come from? Turns out, the pirate eye patch is 100% Hollywood fiction. Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island gave us Long John Silver, complete with a peg leg and parrot. But no eye patch. That came later. In early cartoons and B-movies from the 1920s and 30s. In a 1924 Our Gang short, kids dressed up as pirates with eye patches. Then came Shanghai, a 1934 Mickey Mouse cartoon where every pirate wore one. From there, the image stuck. Disney's 1950 version of Treasure Island, with actor Robert Newton, cemented the stereotype. His character didn't just create the R pirate voice. He made the eye patch part of the pirate uniform. The eye patch wasn't history. It was a visual shortcut, a costume prop, and it worked so well. We never questioned it. Here's another reason pirates wouldn't wear patches. It would have been a disaster in battle. Pirates mostly fought on sunlit decks during the day, often leaping between moving ships. Depth perception is crucial. Covering one eye would mean losing it entirely. You also lose 30% of your peripheral vision. Not ideal when enemies are coming from all sides. And on a rocking ship, balance is everything. One eye coverage throws that off too. As one source from the time put it, the loss of sight in an eye causes significant loss in both depth perception and visual breadth, making movement aboard a vessel very dangerous. In sword combat, it would be suicidal. Modern soldiers do cover one eye, briefly, when bracing for a flashbang or flare, but no one fights that way. It's a short-term tool, not a permanent solution. Now to be fair, pirates did suffer gruesome eye injuries, cutlass wounds, cannon splinters, gunpowder explosions. But how were they treated? With ointments, bandages, and sometimes surgical removal. Pirates had compensation systems for lost limbs or eyes. You'd earn extra shares of treasure if you were injured. But again, there's no record of pirates walking around with stylish black patches. It just wasn't part of the look. So what about that whole see below deck idea? Where did it come from? Here's the twist. That theory came after the eye patch stereotype. Internet forums in the early 2000s started asking, why did pirates wear patches? Instead of saying they didn't. Someone reverse-engineered a smart explanation. Enter the science of rhodopsin. Suddenly we had a clever answer to a question that never should have been asked. The MythBusters helped spread the idea. They proved the science works, but also acknowledged there's no historical proof. It's the perfect example of what happens when we rationalize fiction until it feels like fact. So let's recap. The night vision trick? Scientifically valid. The idea that pirates used it? Total myth. No historical pirate wore an eye patch for night vision. No historical pirate wore an eye patch at all. It was a cartoon. It became a costume. Then it became history. This is how myths work. We take fiction and retrofit it with logic. We want the story to be true, so we make it feel true. But history? History tells a different tale. Thanks for watching. If you love seeing myths busted and truth revealed, hit that subscribe button. And remember, not everything that sounds smart is true.